Hello everyone, Positron taking a quick look at Party Hard from Pinokl Games, published by tinyBuild. Party Hard is a game that I might be too old for, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but essentially the game is, for lack of a bad term, it kind of tries to be either like a slasher film or a tactical murder simulator. Not unlike something like Hotline Miami, but with a weaker premise. We're going to continue here because I just want to show off some of the gameplay. There is an overarching story here, told in some cutscenes. I can't get them to replay, and I don't want to totally wipe my save, in case I actually do end up finishing the game. Played about an hour and a half so far, and obviously, you know, I've enjoyed the game to an extent. I've completed 5 of the levels. But basically the overall premise is you start off as a dude that just wants to get some sleep and there's parties in the area, so you decide that you're going to take matters into your own hands and go quiet the party. Now there's actually some things here, before I get too negative, that I think work really well. I think there's some really interesting mechanics. I just think the overarching thing is, it's a little iffy to me. As a game, it actually works quite well. But I think that I've hit a point where, you know, in stuff like Hitman or Hotline Miami, you know, you're not supposed to kill innocents, and this is the opposite. I actually don't know how to use that, so we got a couple of tips here. Basically, so we're this little guy down here. You can see me in the lower right. There's a bunch of things we can do. We basically have to clear the party out. We are scored on time and various combos and things like that. You can see there's actually a drug bust happening or something in there. Oh god. So there is some random generation here too. This is actually a random event that can occur. And these are the kind of things I think work really well. Like it changes up the gameplay. I'm actually gonna set off this. Oh god. So there's all sorts of stuff happening now. The police are here. Narcotics guys are heading out. The ambulance is here picking up bodies. I actually have not done anything yet, but this is all stuff that is happening in the game. These are all random events, and this is the stuff I think is really cool. So we've already gotten 12 of the 53 people down. We haven't even had to lift a finger. So we have a few things we can do. We can start this go-kart, for example, or not, golf cart, and we ran those people over. If I hold the left trigger, I can see all the objects I can interact with. There's also things like manholes and things like that where we can hide bodies. There's also a bear trap over here. While the level layouts are the same, some of the objects that appear and things like that are always different, or have some permutations. And so we have to be careful, because if anybody spots us, see if I can cut down this tree. There's actually a briefcase in there, which denotes that there is an item. So we can stab that guy and then come over here and drop him in the manhole. You can see this guy is standing by the fire, and that's unfortunate. We can also booby trap things, like we booby trapped that fire extinguisher. And when you booby trap something, it will stay booby trapped until it activates, and then someone walks by it. Typically, some of them just go off on a timer though. Get item. Yeah, so what do we get here? Poison. Oh wow. I've never used that item before. Poison booze. Well, there's already a default poison thing here. Come over here, yeah, poison food. It's also a little Easter egg if you come over by the tub over here. Yeah. Hopefully that is that a content ID match thing? I guess I'm gonna find out the hard way. So essentially, we can walk around, we can booby trap all these things. Let's see, we'll bust that open. Those people are getting sick. And obviously, once something happens, people will kind of freak out. They'll call the police. Now, there are a few caveats to this. You can get caught. Obviously, that is one way to lose. If you get caught, you lose the level. If someone sees you, they'll spot you and call the police. You can silence them before they get there, and various things like that. don't think I can break that. I don't know what that does for me. You can also see there's these little windows. You can climb out a window if you want to. I can also cut down this tree. Like if I come down here, got those two guys. So this is the sort of thing I think is like actually makes it very gamey. It's got this kind of like puzzle box thing, sort of thing like that. You know, like you can attack these levels in various ways. I just think that, you know, again, maybe I'm too old for this sort of thing, but the premise just kind of strikes me as a little flimsy, even though it's tongue-in-cheek. It just strikes me as a little flimsy, and it's a game that I'm not sure I should feel good about playing. I don't know, it's a weird thing, you know, it occupies that weird space between games aren't meant to be taken too seriously and something is wrong with this, to me. But mechanically, I think it's very sound. I think the soundtrack is catchy. I don't know if I can hold two items, so I'm not gonna talk to that guy just yet. One interesting thing, too, is that everybody has a fatigue meter, and you can see that as the red bar above them. I think that's what that is, at least. I don't think it's a panic meter. But when that fills up, they'll get tired and fall asleep. Oh, no, maybe that's not what it is. Maybe it is like a panic meter. Huh, that's actually kind of interesting. So we can come in here and set off this gas canister and then get the hell out. That will light the room on fire. Anybody that walks in there is going to have a bad time. Eventually the fire department will come by and they will clean it up. I think these people are making out in here or other things, so let's just get rid of them. Oh, there's only one of them. Okay, she's just making out with herself, I guess. That's fine, you can do that. So we can dump this. Oh, I might be seen here. Nope, just made it. We also have a sprint, too, we can use. One thing I think is a little difficult gameplay-wise is the levels can be very, very long, which can cause a bit of a problem. Oh, so I can just use that and I immediately poison that person's beer, I guess. So I think I've used all the objects in here at this point. So now I just gotta start being clever. I can't really just rely on those objects anymore. Does look like my item is recharging, though. Yeah. Let's see, I'll poison your beer. I wonder if this one just recharges indefinitely. Some items have just limited uses. Oh dear. Okay, we gotta get out of here. We can also use the phone ourselves. I'm gonna make a call here, and depending on the level, different things occur. So this time we called a black van. Oh, we have a bodyguard. I think what he'll do is if we get caught, he'll punch out someone that's chasing us. And he doesn't really seem to care about what horrible things we're doing. Obviously, you can get combos and things like that. I'm not particularly good at what those combos are. Oh, geez. So people that are asleep won't see you either. Alright, you will take a trip. I think this might be my last usage of the... No, this is just an infinitely usable item. I've never seen that before, actually. Of course, it takes time, but I mean, really, of all things. Yeah, that guy is not feeling so well. I'm gonna take you out, and you're too busy at the computer, so you have no idea what's going on. And we'll get the heck out of there. Yeah, that person is a full red bar, and I'm not sure what that means now. And I don't think we've been seen, but I'm gonna head over to the wall here just in case. Maybe they're just afraid of us. Oh yeah, they seem to be afraid of us, which is probably a good thing for their health. I do have the charge back up, but I want to be careful where I walk. If we're near any of the bodies when someone spots them, then they'll typically link it to us, and that's bad for business. You also gotta be careful too, because you can get run over by the various vehicles coming to and fro. I don't think it kills you, I think it just knocks you out, but it can lead to a situation where you're kind of stuck. There we go, give some poisoned beer to the DJ there. So when you hit a point where people are around, you can also dance. You get this weird little effect. Dancing typically either has the effect of making people dance with you, or they tell you to buzz off because they think you're a terrible dancer. That's a good way that you can use to tactically move people, essentially. People are crowded in an area, you need them to get out, you can just sit around and dance. Oh, the poison beer apparently made that DJ's head fall off. That's pretty gory. Oh, we are out of the item now, so let's get a new item from this guy. We get spare clothes. Spare clothes essentially work as a way for you to avoid getting arrested. You can switch into your spare clothes, and all of a sudden you're a new person. They never knew you were there. So we're almost done here. Wait for the door to close here. Get that guy. And this person. There we go, then we finished the level. I don't know if we'll still get the cutscene afterwards. I don't think so. And then we'll do a little dance. So that's basically the gameplay. Also, I think the pig outfit might be a reference to Manhunt. Back from, I think that was PS2 era. I'm not 100% on that.
You arrived at the scene.
Yeah, well here's some cutscene.
Had fled, correct? A little after 3 a.m., yeah. Were you aware of his current mental state at the time, Mr. West? His mental state? His confusion. The blood dripping from his hands, like someone else was driving him forward, yet a bright light leading him onwards. I heard that bright light, as you so eloquently put it, was just a bunch of biker trash scumbags in search of lost souls. Guess he must have hitched a ride with them somehow. Perhaps it was when they realized that the party was already dead. Excuse the plot. Speaking of dead, wasn't your daughter Katie at that party, Mr. West? Seeing her blood zigzagging between those bathroom tiles, it was like a sledgehammer using my stomach as a welcome mat, drowning without water. Jesus. She was so messed up that I couldn't even ID the body.
So that's kind of what the cutscenes look like. I think the cutscenes are, and the voice acting is, hit or miss. I think it's supposed to be, I mean, the whole thing is supposed to be very tongue-in-cheek. The premise of the story is kind of, you know, take it or leave it. But I think they're animated, or the art on them is really good. I think the art overall in the game has this really nice pixel art aesthetic. So I'll do one more level here to show off a little more. I think I actually want to do the Neon Top Party, because that one's a little bit of a different. Also, you see the different characters here. I'm not quite sure how to unlock them. I do have one unlock that uses a different character by default, but I'm not sure if you can eventually play as all the characters in all the levels. So this is a very different area because also, not only there are a ton of people, there's some reusable pitfalls, and just in general, there are more things you can do here, but there is no street side. So we'll break this gumball machine and break the dance floor. Breaking the dance floor takes out a lot of people. That's actually 32 people right away. And these papers will show you little bits and pieces here and there. So let's see, we have a few things we can do here. We can throw a person from the roof, we can put them into a fan. You're just gonna have to be closer. Oh, there you go. That's a shame. See if anybody else will come over this way. I also hear like weird party sounds or people that are not feeling so good. They have to be very close for you to do these sort of things. We'll just get rid of this guy. And then that guy. And that guy. And that guy. You can't get like a combo thing if you do enough at once, but... So there are a couple other things here of note. There's a guy. Oh, I hope I didn't get just spotted there, because I'm not sure there's anywhere to escape here. I'll just see what happens. You get. Oh yeah, they did spot me. So I might actually fail here. If I can manage to run away long enough, you will give up. Yep. Yeah, he just gave up. You see the way the little handcuffs above our head, which denotes that, oh, I just threw the DJ off the roof. I actually didn't know you could do that. You can also start a conga line. I'm not entirely sure what that does. Might get the people from the left away here. In fact, why don't I try that, see what happens. Oh yeah, it gets all those people from up there. So there's a guy standing at the stairs there. He's actually like a club bouncer, and he will end your run. If you get too close to him, he'll hit you, and that will count as getting caught. We can sabotage this and this. There's some people working on the window cleaning here, and we can just cut the rope. Now I think I can get close to these guys without triggering them. Oh, nope, no I can't. Yeah, so if you get too close to them, they just automatically bust you. When that happens, you have to restart the level. I showed off pretty much most of the mechanics in that level. And that's pretty much it. I know there's some, I'm not sure if it's DLC or if there's just some new levels being added. I saw a mention of it today that there's gonna be a level with a UFO and stuff. The stuff that's a little more, I guess, weird, a little more tongue-in-cheek. I can just break the dance floor again. I wonder if you could actually start a conga line and get like everybody on the dance floor all at once. But anyway, so yeah, that's Party Hard. Like I said, I think mechanically it's really sound. I think the music is good. I think the art has a nice little pixel art aesthetic. I just think the premise is, again, you know, maybe I'm too old, but in 2015, the premise kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit. But it doesn't stop it from being an entertaining game. So there you go. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to pick it up for yourself. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click like, helps a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more. See you soon.